Hello, 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 hello. Sean Brady here with another fabulous podcast for Medici Marketplace.
The Young Agency.
The Young Agency.
Yeah.
Tom Ruwitch of MarketVolt. How are you today?
I'm great, Sean. How you doing?
Better than the average podcaster, that's for sure. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, one, MarketVolt.
Yeah.
And your expertise that you've been doing for how many years now?
It's 17 years.
A mere 17.
For MarketVolt.
For MarketVolt.
And a few decades of expertise in all sorts of topics. But
and if you follow Tom at all, you really do. Every time I listen to him speak on marketing expertise, you really are one of my favorite people to listen to on the subject. So I'm not just saying that for the sake of the podcast. It's genuine and true.
Well, my ego loves you. Thank you.
I hope I didn't blow it up too much. I doubt it.
Yeah.
So, all that being said, I did want to find out a little bit about what are some of the things that people could do inside of their business, small, medium, or large, that you find, oh my gosh, if they just made this little tweak, it would be so much easier in their life, in their business life.
Yeah.
What are three of those things?
Well, I'll start by noting, fundamentally what MarketVolt is an email marketing company. We license software that businesses use to create, deliver, track email campaigns. We also act as an agency or work with agencies like Medici Marketplace to provide services, strategy, the do-it-for-you help for businesses to get the job done, to integrate with other technologies, that sort of thing. So, the first thing what good businesses do is not buy this pervasive myth that's been around for years now that email marketing is dead or that email marketing doesn't work.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is that email marketing works, period. It's as simple as that. And
marketing works?
Marketing works. Well, marketing in general works. Email marketing definitely works. And I think the thing that businesses need to do is commit either by getting on the game themselves or by getting help from others to sort of develop a broad vision and a strategy for what tactics they're going to employ, or strategy that will instruct what tactics they're going to employ, what tools they're going to use. Because I think that so many businesses are sort of winging it, and they make decisions. They sort of adopt a tool. Sure. Hey, we need to do social media. Or, hey, we need to do email. Or hey, we need to blog. Yeah. Without really being strategic about...
Or podcast.
Here we are.
Right.
But without really being strategic about the purpose for it.
Right.
Is it there to attract leads? Is it there to engage and keep your existing followers interested? Is the tactic there to convert a sale? Email marketing is really great at getting existing followers to buy.
Right.
Social media, not as great as that. And if you understand the things that the various tools can do and why you're employing different tactics, you're going to be much more successful in
That's
your business.
Really smart.
Yeah.
So what's a simple thing that any business could do right now? It's like, oh my gosh, this is what's that, like one easy big broad thing?
Yeah.
Right? That they could implement and just say, this is going to make a lot more sense for my business, especially with my email marketing, because that's really your area of expertise.
Sure. So simple thing number one, if you don't already have some sort of way for somebody to sign up for your mailing list on your website, either just sign up here to subscribe to email, email newsletter or regular emails, or sign up to get some free thing, a free report, a giveaway. If you don't have, in marketing lingo, what we call a lead magnet, or more than one lead magnet on your website, you're blowing chances to build a following.
Sure.
Because it all begins with building that following. And once you have people who have raised their hand and say, yeah, what you have on your site interests me and I want to hear more, if you don't get that going, then good luck. But lead magnets.
Lead magnets and capture tools so that you actually can do something with those.
And then a strategy to follow up. Once they've raised their hand, once you've attracted the lead, The next thing is to have strategies in place, and strategies and tactics to engage and keep them interested, to move them through so that they will buy.
Is there anything that you see other, like most of the business that come to you, is there like a common theme that's like anything else that they're not doing besides those simple capture tools?
I think a lot of businesses also are not focusing on writing good copy, and that's hard. It's not one of those things where you can just say, "Well, yeah, I was a pretty good writer in high school and college. I know how to write.
I did get an A on that one collegiate paper."
And or even we meet a lot of people who I actually worked on the school newspaper. I worked as a professional journalist who say, I can write. Well, there's a difference between being able to write and being able to write copy that works. And that's one of those places where turning to somebody for help, coaching at least, but maybe that's one of the things to outsource. That's one of the things to pay a little bit of money. It's an investment to get copy that really moves people, stories that drive action.
It makes me think of a phrase we use around here at Medici all the time, which is do what you do best and outsource the rest.
There it is.
And that's how you build longevity and real staying power in your business.
Yeah.
So it's great stuff. Now, switching gears a little bit, but still in the same genre, Medici Marketplace.
Yeah.
So what?
Very cool concept.
Yeah. So give the audience, because I know about it, but I'd love to hear it in your words, your insight on Medici Marketplace, an agency.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, and how has MarketVolt come together?
Yeah. So what's happened at Medici is that all sorts of great companies and great minds have come together. And what I realize when I introduce existing clients or prospective clients into this ecosystem is that I bring a lot to the table for those clients and prospects, but somebody like Sean on my right, or somebody like Brett on my left, or somebody like Adam Kreitman, who's the smartest guy I know in search marketing, is across the table from me.
Words that click.
Yeah, words that click. Yep. And that doing right by my prospects and my clients, use a cliche, takes a village, right? And the problem, I think, is that businesses often want that single point of contact. And so they don't want to have to manage relationships with, Sean Brady, independent of Tom Ruwitch, independent of Brett Klein, independent of Words That Click and Adam Kreitman and all the others. I'm leaving a lot of people out of the list.
Well, right now we have over 30 members.
That's right. So what's really cool is that a business can have that single relationship with the agency, with Medici Marketplace, but avail itself of all of these resources that are being coordinated as a collective whole. And it's different than traditional ad agencies, because when you put yourself into a traditional ad agency, you sort of get whatever it is they have. They might be really strong at search and not so strong at email, or really strong at social and not so strong at search, and they kind of push you in the direction of whatever it is they focus on. And
then you have I've seen clients in just small businesses. They're charged with the tough task of, how do I choose between which agency? Because one's going to be a little stronger at this, another, and then they might be the same price, but what's the best fit for them and their business?
And what's cool about what we're doing here is we have folks who are coordinating the relationships. A prospect or client comes in, says, here's a need, and then we're able to draw from this group of 50 or so, 30 or so businesses, and say, that would be a great resource for this project, that would be a great resource for this project. Put together the right team, and so you're really only paying for what you need. and you're getting sort of a super group of really, really talented people.
Almost best of breed, if you will, or I don't know what the new term is, but
yeah,
that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
And I just see Matt Ryan joined us. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, Matt.
And Amy Schomburg. Hey, Amy, now you know what I do. I do all this fun social media stuff.
Matt loves that we're doing this live, and I love that he is watching that we're doing this live and commenting about how much he loves us for doing it live.
He is an instigator and an inspiration for the live feed right
true.
now.
And when I was citing my examples of all the cool people who are part of Medici Marketplace, I mentioned Adam Kreitman and Sean and Brett Klein, and now I mentioned Matt Ryan. It was an unintentional omission to not mention you among the.
He knows what great work you do, so it's fine. He's doing great work together.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say that too. So I mentioned we have 30 members.
That's right.
As Marketplace.
I can't name them all.
No, you can't name them all. But I was going to even say, how many people are inside of MarketVolt?
How many people are inside of MarketVolt? Yeah, I mean, we have a nice but small business. Our business is about 7 people.
Right.
And so from our perspective as business people, a lot of times clients will come to us, and the relationship almost always starts with email marketing.
Right.
But then they'll say, hey, I need help with attracting leads, and I, as the leader of MarketVolt, can develop a good strategic vision. I think you should do this with search. I think these are things you need to do with your website, so on and so forth. But oftentimes, that's not what our business does. The things that I recommend are not necessarily the things that my business specializes in. I can recommend them. I can point out how the email program should integrate with them. But then I have to go and find the resources to help my clients. And so for me as a business person and now a partner in the marketplace, it's an enormously helpful resource because I can provide that resource within a one-stop shop place for my clients. And in some cases what happens is the client relationship remains with me, and then I am in effect a client to the agency, to the marketplace. I go to the marketplace and I say, hey, I'm doing this project for my client, and hey, marketplace, help me provide these resources. And the client never even interacts with the marketplace. For them. It's seamless for them, the relationships with me. In other cases, I have introduced businesses in where they have the relationship directly with the client. The outcome is fundamentally the same. One-stop shop, a great collection of resources. The job gets done in a more effective and cost-efficient way than it probably would get done if they had to cobble all these different pieces together or if they went to the traditional ad agency.
Well, and I like to think this, but for all of our members, we can all sleep easier at night knowing somebody has our back.
Yeah.
For all those core relationships.
That's
for the things that we don't do best. But we need help with.
That's right.
So, I know you have another appointment to get to, so thanks for making time live on Facebook Live. Anybody else join? Brett C. Klein, there you go. He just walked out the door. And Dickard Howdo, also up in Chicago.
Awesome.
Urban Relics.
Glad to have you aboard.
That's good stuff. So, all that being said, thank you for taking the time to do this episode of the podcast. I know we'll have you back, and I know we'll do another episode or 2 or 3 or 10 or whatever we do.
You know where I sit.
I do.
Yep.
Get to see you weekly. Tom, thank you.
Sean.
All right.
So long, folks.
We'll see you along in there, and hold on 11 seconds.